Hey, we're gonna start off with burning some incense for positive vibes. Even if I go off, I mixed a lot of powdered incense. If you don't hear me well, because oops, you know what? I got a text. Give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second, because I'm not sure if you guys could hear me well. And I didn't really hook up my mic. Even with my mic, I hope you guys can hear me. And I need to turn off the TV. But yeah, I'm just blessing all of this. But yeah, give me a second. Okay? I tried to put my mic on, but for some apparent reason, they want to not work, do its own thing, and the show must go on. Alright. So, all I'm going to say is this. Like, I am no expert. I only can talk about things from experience. No, I'm not a psychic. I mean, I am low-key psychic. But this is not what this is about. Sometimes you have to hum if like your mind get distracted. Like right now, recently, I just am getting over a breakup. Yes, me. He kind of ended with me, but I provoked it. It is what it is. Life goes on. What's that show? Yeah, okay. Life goes on. Now, and I'll do a story time about that, but I'm not gonna do the story time about that until like I'm like over the situation. But I can tell you a story time about my ex. Like, which ex? Okay, boom. I know which ex. So, my name is Jessica. Just if you didn't know, Jessica's Way, my negative Jessie. Get it? Jessie, Jessica, J, whatever, right? So, this was like many years ago, before the world is the way the world is, where they're a little more accepting of things. Alright, so this was like years ago. I was in this school, and I was learning travel something. It's like loans. You know, you go take one of these courses and you get like a certificate or something like that. So you know, I was younger. Okay. So I was in this course, tourism, something like that. This is what I picked because they also had computer, and everybody's like, yo, Jay, why you're not taking computer? Because you're good at that. Like, I'm a very technical person. Like, I am very smart. Don't let my trolling fool you. That okay, if you my friend on Facebook, I troll. And who cares? But yeah, so moving along. Now, everybody's like, yo, why you ain't take computer? Like, why did you take two? Because I wanted something different. I'm the type of person that I could go and try something different. Okay, I have computer and stuff like that under my belt. Why not have many hats? Get it? Okay, hat, two hats in one. Okay, whatever. So, this is bugging me, this mic, and I'm not even able to use it. But, yeah, so one day, and I was going to the school with my homegirl at the time. And, I mean, we're still cool, like, on Facebook or whatever, but she's, like, a little shady person. Oh, she probably gonna watch this. Anyway. Because she came to my house, and she, like, was, like, shady. And she don't know till now that I know. Sometimes certain things doesn't need to be addressed. So, you're just like, whatever, you know. This is like somebody where like we were like cool. You know, sometimes when people move to another state, they become like brand new. You know, and I remember short, real quick before I get back to the topic. I remember when she came back down. I live in New York. When she came back down, she moved to Virginia. And when she came back down for a visit, we went to King's Plaza. I live in Brooklyn. So we went to King's Plaza. They had a Victoria's Secret store. And at that time, they had like a lip gloss that plump your lip. And it really worked, right? So we go in the store. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to get this lip gloss. And she was like, $20. $20. I'm like, now you got an accent. You just left yesterday. You know what I'm saying? And then you want to complain about, oh my God, $20. Okay, there's a price difference between New York and Virginia. Like, don't act like when you were here, you were spending money like, you know, like it was nothing. So now you go and you being brand new, like $20, $20, well, it worked. It was worth it. And I wish I had it so I could, you know, plump up a little lippy lip. But back to the story. So anyway, one day, you know, we all in class. She wound up taking that computer class, I believe. No, medical. She wound up taking medical. And there was a medical and like computer and like travel, and I picked travel. Something like way off, you know. Because at that time I already had like CNA under my belt. I had like stuff under my belt, but I never told people I did this. And mind you, maybe like what, by 17, you know, like that's another story time how I even got, you know, there and where I'm going, where I'm at, and whatever. Anyway, so they had, she was in the medical. Was she in medical or computer? Whatever class she was in. I think it was computer. Because I think she was in computer. Whatever. There's no importance of what class. But we were in different classes. I didn't want to be in the same class anyway. You know? So, if you haven't noticed, I'm like a loner. I can do things by myself. I don't need people to hold my hand. I mean, it would be nice, you know, you have your little partner, whoever you're in a relationship with, to, you know, that's different. Back to the story, because I keep lingering off. How 7? I'm not trying to make this video no longer than 20. Okay, so it's going to be real quick now. So she had her class or whatever. We already into the semester. Let's say like it's about like a month in, 2 months in, and then there's like when a new person comes, it's like obvious. So then there was this new dude that came in, and he wound up being in the class with her. So I see the dude, and everybody's like talking about this new dude, and I'm just like, okay, whatever, because I never really the type to like, you know, be in a relationship or anything like that with people in school and like work or anything like that. I hope you guys can hear me. It would suck because the fan, but I'll tune it out when I upload it. Okay, so now, one day me and my homegirl at the time went into the train station. So we go into the train station. I think she asked me to go with her somewhere, and I'm like, okay, cool, we're gonna go. So now this dude, oh my God, like thinking about it is like, okay, so this dude, he's on the train. So I see the dude, and I'm like, okay, he is cute. He was like 6'2", dark skin, hair on the head. I mean, like, I'm OD into bald-headed dudes. But if you have hair, yeah, it doesn't matter. No discrimination, right? So I'm on the train, and then he looking at me, I'm looking at him, 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 you know? So we looking at each other, you know, each other. So we looking at each other, whatever, whatever. So now, my ass is crazy. And, I mean, at the time you're young and dumb or whatever. Like, now I wouldn't condone it and be like, oh, go grab whomever ass you want. But like, we were leaving off the train, and you know, we said byes or whatever. I think we probably talked a little bit or something like that, but nothing crazy. But then hug my friend bye, and then he wanted to hug me bye, but when I hugged him bye, it's kind of like I squeezed his butt-ish, and then he was like, yeah, I'm like, oh my god, sorry, out of there. So now, he was thinking about me, I was thinking about him, and then what wound up happening is, I think like my homegirl, I just farted, okay, I think like my homegirl, she, wind up getting his number and like giving it to me, or giving him my number. Now, fast forward. So he calls me, we get to talking, we wind up being together, we wind up being in a relationship. It was cool. He was a Scorpio, just like me, but he was an October Scorpio. There is a difference between October and November. I don't care what you say, but there is a difference. And of course, there's a difference between the man and the woman. Okay, but that's besides the point. When I was with him, I'm not gonna lie, it was very nice. Like, he catered to me like a Scorpio would cater to their, like I cater to mine if I'm in a relationship. So he was like always sweet and nice and whatever. So I remember even one day, like, he never told me his situation. Like, you know, he never told me his situation until one day he was like, come meet me at, I live in Brooklyn, like I said, and he was out in the Bronx. The Bronx, I know. Ugh. Sorry if you're from the Bronx, sorry. Okay, so he's from the Bronx, so he was like, meet me at Yankee Stadium. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I'll go and I'll meet him out at Yankee Stadium. And it was like something like weird going on where it seemed like he was in the class. And I was like, okay, what is this? What is going on? And I'm like, okay, talking to him. It's like I couldn't get close, but I'm close. I was able to talk and walk with him. And I was just like, what is this? You know what I'm saying? And come to find out, he was in a fucking halfway house. And the halfway house is located in the Bronx. Or Harlem. Harlem, Bronx, whatever. So he was in a halfway house. And I'm just like, why was it, like, certain stuff need to be said before anything. I didn't know. I mean, I don't know if it would have made a difference if he told me, but it's like, I don't like not knowing. You know what I mean? And I think that's like a very important information to tell somebody. Anyway, I still wind up still dating him, and then I understood the situation. I wind up getting him a cell phone. I'm like, yeah, like he sneaked the phone in, whatever. He sneaked the phone in and whatever the case may be. So he'll call me, he'll text me, he'll sneakily, whatever. You have your way around stuff. Just like if a person go to jail, they have a way. They have a way to do things. I know that. So, now, moving forward. Relationship going good. I would meet him at his, house. He would like have food ready for me, and the sex wasn't like, it wasn't, how do I describe it? It wasn't like my last person. Let's put it that way, okay? Ooh, the last one. That's another story time. But okay, so one day I'm in class. He wasn't in class. Like in his class, he didn't come in for the day or whatever the case may be. So one day I'm on the phone with him and I'm in class, and it was like a free time or something like that. So I'm here looking at my horoscope. There was this website that I always, read, here and there every day kind of thing. And then I read it out loud, being that he's a Scorpio too. So the thing says, someone want to tell you something, but they're afraid of your reaction. And he's on the phone. He goes, right. And I'm just like, okay. I didn't ask no questions. Let me tell you why I didn't ask no questions. Sorry about that. My son was asking me a question. But yeah, so I'm reading the horoscope and he goes, right. So I didn't ask any questions. The reason why I didn't ask any questions is he had a kid. And this was my first time in a relationship with somebody who had a kid. And when you first get in a relationship, I don't know if it happened to anybody else, that you get in a relationship with somebody who have a kid and you don't have a kid. It's like you don't know how to kind of move a little bit. You kind of like trying to find like, okay, do I ask this question, that question, is this appropriate, not appropriate? You know what I'm saying? So I didn't really ask him like what he's writing about. Like maybe it has something to do like that's OD, like personal, or you know, whatever the case may be. Moving along. So he goes, right. So later that night, he calls me on the phone, joins in, whatever the case is, and then he says to me, out of nowhere, or maybe the conversation led to it or something. Out of nowhere, he goes, what if I were to tell you I'm bisexual? And that's how long I paused, okay? That's how long I paused. All right. And then I thought quick and I said, oh, I wouldn't say anything. I wouldn't think anything because I didn't want him, because he was even gang affiliated, okay? A DL type. So I was like so shocked. But I had to think quick and I thought like, let me say this, because if I go off, he's going to be like, yeah, right, psych, like, are you crazy, this and this and this and that. And I was like, not having it. So I was like, really? Like, I started getting all the information. I was like, and he said that, so I got all, sorry about that, I had to cut, so I don't even know where I left off at, so here we go. Yeah, so then I was just like, needed to get all the 411. I said, have you ever been with a dude before? He told me yes. And then I was just like, now I start, thinking back. Like when we would be intimate, his back would like curve like this when he's, having Thanksgiving. I call it Thanksgiving because you eat it. But anyway, so it's like this. His back would like arch in a particular kind of way. And I was just like, that's why. I asked if he did that, and he was like, yeah, and I'm now visualizing this, and I'm just like, oh my goodness, like, are you kidding me? Seriously? So he said that to me, and I was just like, don't mind my lashes, like, it's like nighttime, and I had this on since like early because I had like a Zoom meeting. But anyway, yeah, so he was just like, I asked him out, the first time. He was like, oh, he was bi-curious, this and that. And they had this dude on the train who kept like kept looking at him. And he was like, do you have a problem? And then the guy was like, no, and stopped looking. But then the guy kept looking. And then the guy eventually was like, I just, find you attractive, this and that. He said at that time he was already bi-curious. So they exchanged numbers. And then they wind up going to like the village and all this kind of stuff. And like certain questions I would ask, like it's like that time I asked the questions that popped in my head at the time, but if I had brought it up the next day, it was like, why we're talking about this, you know what I'm saying? And then I was just like, what? He was like, this why, a typical question that men kind of ask, oh, are you into three ways and stuff? And I'm like, no, I'm not, because really I'm not. So he said that, and then I was just like, he asked me that before vaguely, and I'm like, no. And then he was like, that's why I asked you that, because it would be with like another dude. And I was just like, like, killing me right now. Like, and this, the horoscope said, if somebody want to tell you something, fatal reaction, this is my reaction inside low key. It's like, why me? Porque, like, pukisa? Like, why? Why? So I had to end it. But I didn't want him to know that I ended it for that reason. Like, till now, he don't know. Unless he sees it, hey, you know who you are. But, like, if he sees it, hey, that's the real reason why I broke up with you. So then that day, the next day, I'm just like, it's just like, a mind F going on. And I still, like, maybe like a week tried to, like, so I could, like, end it. And I was on the train with him one day. And when you with your dude, well, that was back then. Like, if a woman passed by, I'd be like, whatever, I'm not insecure. And not to say that I was insecure back then either. But, like, we was on the train, and, like, a woman would come on the train, and I'm just like, okay. But a dude would come on the train, right? This dude came on the train. I'm just saying a particular. I remember this dude came on the train, and the dude looking at me, but the dude looking at him, and he looking at the dude, and he looking at the dude. I'm like, wait, what's going on? Like, I was just like, what is going on? Are they, like, eye contacting? Like, we're in the Bronx. Or have they had something going on before? Or are they checking each other out? I was just like, this is way too much. Like, I just need to end this and end this quick. I didn't have any, like, we didn't have any, like, sex after that conversation or whatever. And then one day I said, look, it's over. I need my phone back. Bring me back my phone. Because it was under my name, you know what I'm saying? So he winds up coming all the way, meeting me downtown Brooklyn, giving me the phone. And it was like a flip phone back then, So when he gave me the phone, I think he gave me the phone and something else. I think letters that I wrote him or something like that, because I said I wanted it back. I don't remember, but I got the phone back. That's what I wanted. So when I was with my homegirls, and then it was like as if we was going to job. No, I'm not doing. I just want my stuff, and he could be gone. You know what I'm saying? So then I was like, I took the phone. I opened the phone, and you know what it said on the screensaver? It said, I was like, okay, whatever. And they was like, let's go back. I'm like, no, 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 no. So when I got that phone back, right, so many girls was calling. And one girl was like, yo, where is he? My friend lost her virginity to him, and now she has gonorrhea. And I was like, I don't know what's going on. I don't have anything. To know me is to know. Especially back then, I used to go to the doctor religiously after every partner and even after the first time because I was like paranoid like that. But I didn't have anything. I never had gonorrhea in my life. So when she said that, I was just like, what? I don't know if she said that to like try to scare me or what, or maybe she did have it. If he gave it to her, I definitely never got it. So I don't know what that's about. And then I was just like, this is not his phone anymore, so I don't care. When I'm done with somebody, I don't care about all the extra, like, drama. It has nothing to do with me. Leave me alone. And next thing you know, his baby mother called. Apparently, they were still in a relationship. Unbeknownst to me, they were still in a relationship. And I was just like, what? But years later, come to find out, the child wasn't even his. And that's another story that I'm never going to talk about because it makes no sense to talk about it. Well, years later, like, he hit me up on the internet and then he was like, oh my God, da, da, da. And then he started talking about, oh, have I been to some house in Brooklyn? And apparently it's like a sex house or something like that. And I was just like, no. He's like, I said no. Like, why would I be into that? And I was just like, and then now looking at him at that time, he was like all dirty and like, ew. Anyway, sorry. Anyway, moving along. But yeah, so I got my stuff back, and then after that, I was just like, I looked at everything different. And I remember telling somebody, and their whole house knew by the next morning, and I was just like, what? Because it was just so like, oh my God, he's what? Like, and it wasn't accepted like that back then. Now it's more, people are more accepting of that lifestyle, but back then, no. Like, and even so, if somebody told me this today, goodbye. Well, I'll and go. I won't say nothing, and I'll leave. You crazy? You crazy? Yeah. I know I keep playing with my hair like those girls because I like it. I like it. Oh, my incense stopped burning. But yeah, that's one my story time with an ex and him. I don't even know what I'm gonna title this, to be honest. And there's gonna be more to come. Uh, yeah, you can ask whatever questions I'm gonna answer pertaining to this. Okay. But yeah, after that, my whole views like really like changed when it came to like dating. I'm just like, you just couldn't put, certain things past anyone, really. Like, why? Like, who'd have thought? I don't know if that word is appropriate. So, I don't know. Like, he was like, DL. Yeah, that's the proper term, I guess. Like, a dude who's like masculine and he portrays himself that he's into women, and in reality, he wants pipe. He wants the eggplant. You know what I'm saying? Oh my god. I can't believe this, but I can't believe I'm saying this story. Should I be embarrassed about this? I'm not the type to get embarrassed. Now, let anyone try to leak any kind of sexual anything of me, you're going to jail. Revenge, whatever, you're going to jail. But anyway, well, I don't have none of that with him. Like, he would definitely go to jail. I think that's OD illegal. But I don't have anything, so yeah. Uh, it was crazy. I know I talk a lot. I didn't want this to be like too long, but yeah. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on. I think I'm gonna put my Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever. Hit me up. Chat. Comment below. Let me know. Okay. Later. Has this ever happened to you? That's the question. Had this ever happened to you? Let's talk about it. And that's actually freaking dangerous. Like, on the serious side, that's dangerous. Like, you could have gave me anything, any kind of STD, AIDS, HIV, whatever. Like, that's messed up. That's messed up. The kind of, how these men in general, not even him because he, was like a F boy messing with dudes and stuff, but like men in general, they be out here doing women. That's a different topic, but they be putting our health in danger, and then these women want to go ahead and be like, oh, let your man cheat. Anyway, that's another topic. Bye bye. Follow me. Subscribe, like, comment. Bye.